So when we knew the Americans Who Tell the Truth Project and Robert Shetterly were coming to Ipswich for the month, we were approached by Merle to create something musically for the series of events.
And so, I was really excited about it. I think you were too,
Right.
when she approached
Right.
us. And so I immediately went in and looked up the portraits that he painted of Americans who spoke out.
Right.
And happened to notice that there were no jazz musicians
Right.
at all.
Hardly any musicians at all, no jazz. Almost 300 portraits of Americans through the whole history of the country who've spoken out for the truth. And the first instinct we both had was, why are there no jazz musicians? We just assumed with 300 portraits there would be Billie Holiday, Charles Mingus, and we looked and there was nothing.
Yes. So we saw that gap and decided to fill it. And, I called Robert Shetterly and we talked a lot about how he came about those portraits, and he told me he was really interested in learning about some jazz musicians.
Right.
And we are very lucky to be in this area where we have these world-class musicians like Eric
The
Kaltmeyer,
players were incredible.
who happen to be an expert in Ornette Coleman's music. We also had the young Zach Garrell, who is both a wonderful pianist and saxophone player.
I knew what a great keyboard player he was. I didn't even know he played saxophone, and he was brilliant.
Surprise, surprise.
Suddenly he's John Coltrane.
He really studied John Coltrane, and the way he presented Alabama was just
Gorgeous. To see him
moving.
interacting, because we did a duet almost between him and Martin Luther King's eulogy after the Alabama bombings, and it was just magnificent to see him just have that conversation.
absolutely. And we had David Andrew Moore, who is a wonderful drummer, percussionist, and he's quite an academic person. He studies in detail the music that he's going to play. So he had a lot to say in rehearsals and a lot of great positive input. And it made rehearsals go so easily that we had people like Eric and David and David Landoni as well, who was the first call bass player in Boston. And he was magically available to work with us
And completely committed to the
and
project.
completely committed.
It
And
was fun to watch David. He was totally
Right.
bouncing off of things.
he was
Right.
watching that
Yeah.
screen, and you were timing the.
I really felt like
everything beautifully.
I was improvising as much as I would be if I was on my instrument when I was doing the
very good.
visuals, because I was really reacting if they would do a fill, I'd try and
So in a
pick
sense,
something up.
that became your instrument.
It became
for
our
a few of those pieces.
And the scope of the project just seemed to get bigger as we went and more ambitious. And
Yes, I'm super excited to bring this out to other venues
Right.
in the area, especially museums, who people show up to be informed and to enrich their cultural life. And I think this would be a perfect environment for this type of program. And I'm excited about talking to people about that.
is aware of people like Duke Ellington or John Coltrane, and that most everybody knows about the civil rights movement. But the next generation, if they don't hear this music and hear these stories, may not. And it's really important that they know the history and that they know music that's really an important part of America.
Absolutely. I think it's important to get the word out to all age brackets, especially younger people, and get the word out about how powerful music and the arts can be in expressing your opinion.